I hope this video finds you doing well. This is our first official math lesson of this online learning adventure. It is about order of operations. It's lesson 8.2 if you want to look at your textbook online. I just wanted to kind of check in and show you my face before you listened to me show you the math. Please take care of yourself. Don't hesitate to contact me, say help me with this. I would love to walk you through problems on Zoom, on a video, whatever it needs to be, okay? I'm here for you. I miss you guys. You can't even imagine. It's so crazy. I know you're stuck at home, and obviously you can see I'm at home. Welcome to my formal living room / craft area now. Anyways, I will talk to you soon. Good luck this week. Hi guys. I want to make sure that you are watching this video after doing this Spark Your Learning question there that's pictured about the aquarium. If you haven't done it yet, go back and do that. So let's go over Spark Your Learning. It says 2 tour groups are visiting an aquarium. There are 20 children in one group and 22 children in the other group. Along with 2 group leaders, there are 5 additional adults between the 2 groups. If the cost per child is $9 and the total for both groups is $490, what is the cost per adult? Explain your reasoning. Let's see, how many children do we have? We have 20 children in one group and 22 children in the other group. So we have 42 kiddos total. And then if we look at the adults, we have 2 adults, 2 group leaders, and 5 extra adults. So that means we have 7 adults. And spent $490 total. Okay, we know that it's $9 per kid, and we know that we have 42 children, so 9 times 42 will give us how much we spent on our children. So 9 times 42 is 378. So that's for the kids, okay? Now, let's figure out what money's left over. If we know we had $490 total and we spent $378, let's see, $490 minus $378, I know you can't see that, sorry, is $112. So we know we spent $112 on the adults altogether, but the question says how much, what is the cost per adult? That means for one adult. So if we had $112 and we divided it amongst our 7 adults, equals 16. So $16 per adult. Now, this is how I solved it. Does that mean that's how you had to solve it? Of course not. And hopefully you took the time to look at how other people solved it as well. But if I were doing my Google slide, I would snap a picture of this and upload it. All right. I know it's a learning curve. We're going to get through it together. Okay, guys? If you do want to follow along, I am just on the HMH website, which kind of looks like, let's see, when you get to HMH, it looks similar to this. It might squished. We're on Module 8, Lesson 2, all right? And this is simply just a student textbook, right? Our goal is to write and evaluate expressions using order of operations. Here's my Canvas page. We need to know some vocabulary. Right here, numerical expression. That is a math problem that only has numbers and operations. The terms are the parts of the expression that are added or subtracted. So over here, let's see, a numerical expression could be 5 plus 3 times 4. That could be an expression. But the terms are just the ones that are being added or subtracted. In this case, I only have addition. So I have one term here and one term here. Okay, so there's 2 terms. Don't be confused because there's multiplication in there. All right, order of operations are our rules for evaluating expressions. I believe you know this, and in the past, 6th graders have come to me using this. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Okay, you work right to left, do parentheses, then exponents, And then remember, it's multiply and divide right to left, and add or subtract right to left. And that's really what we're going to practice today. And anytime you see the word evaluate, that just means get the answer. So back to our learning here. So we are going to build some understanding and practice expressions and terms. So like I said, terms are the parts that are added or subtracted. So if we had 14 plus 9, how many terms does that have? Well, remember, terms are what's added or subtracted. So I see a 14 and a 9. Those are being added. So this one has 2 terms. It has a 14 and a 9. Okay? If we had 6 plus 20 minus 9, well, on that one, everything that's added or subtracted. So 6 is being added to 20, and then 9 is being subtracted. So now we have 3 terms, a 6, a 20, and a 9. The expression 25 plus 4 times 5, notice there's parentheses there, has blank terms. So let's see here. How many terms does it have? Well, remember, terms are when they're being added or subtracted. So I have a 25 being added and that being added. So there's only 2 terms here. Okay. Consider the phrase the product of 7 and the sum of 5 and 4. So we need to write it as a numerical expression, and I love how it's helping us think about it. So first it says the sum of 5 and 4. So when you see the word sum, what do you think of? All right, so sum means to add. So if we're going to sum of 5 and 4 would be 5 plus 4. And then it says the product of 7 and that sum. So the product is to multiply, right? So 7 times the sum. Now if it's times the sum, we have to put it into parentheses so that we have the sum. Remember, that's the answer. So we want that first before we multiply by 7. Because these can be tricky because there's so many different ways you could say them. The square of the difference of 9 and 3. Well, difference means to subtract. So let's see, the difference of 9 and 3, that would be 9 minus 3. The square of that, well, squaring we talked about before spring break. Squaring is an exponent to the second power. So we want to square this whole thing because we want to square the difference. We don't want to square 9 and we don't want to square 3. It says square the difference of. So you have to find the difference before you can square it. Okay? Guys, it's so important to read carefully, and like I said, just practice makes perfect here. Let's practice order of operations. We briefly talked about them. Visual here. Order of operations, first you do parentheses, and then exponents, and you multiply or divide left to right. That's super important. Remember, work left to right. You don't necessarily multiply first, and then add, subtract left to right. All right, so we're going to do some practice problems. You might want to write these down. So we're going to start with A. And so let's see, if I write this down, P-E-M-D-A and F. See, we're going to do 3 cubed plus 12 times 2. Okay, so are there any parentheses? Nope, so we're done there. Exponents. There are exponents. So we're going to do that first. And if you remember back before break when we talked about exponents, the base, the big number, was the one we're going to multiply, and the little exponent was how many times we're going to multiply it. So we're going to do 3 times 3 times 3. We get 27. And then I'm going to bring down the rest of my problem. Okay. Are there any more exponents? Nope, so we did those. Now multiplication and division, look left to right. So we're gonna scan left to right. Oh, here's some multiplication we need to do. So we're gonna do 12 times 2, which is what? 24. Okay, so then we have 27 plus 24. Any more multiplication and division? Done. Okay, well, we only have addition left. So what is 27 plus 24? And we get 51. Okay. Okay, so obviously I'm not going to be there to be hounding you to show your work, but I'm going to show my work at all my steps. And I do that because then it's less likely for me to make a silly mistake. All right? Let's do one more together. So if you're following along on your online textbook, we're going to skip to C. So right here, we are going to do, so it says 15 plus 32 minus 6 plus parentheses 5 plus 2 squared. All right. Ooh, I love these problems so much. Okay, so first is parentheses, and right away I see parentheses right here. I'm just going to simply add. That's a 7. Then I'm going to bring down the rest of my problem. Okay, done with the parentheses. Do you see an exponent? Yep, right here. So remember in your head that's 7 times 7 because it's to the second power, so you have to do it 2 times. Okay, so that's 49. We'll bring down our problem, the rest of our problem. All right. Okay, so multiply, divide. Do we have any of that? We do not, so we can just skip it and go to the next one. So right to left. So we're just going to start right at the beginning here. 15 plus 32. 47. Bring down the rest of my problem. Now we'll subtract 6 and get 41. Bring down the rest of my problem. And then add those up and you get 90. All right, so I think this is a little bit of a review. So remember, order of operations is super important because we have to all solve it the same order, the same way, or we would get different answers. All right, so a staff member is buying beds for all the dogs in a shelter. There are 10 dogs in one building and 14 dogs in another building. The price of a bed is shown. Okay, we can't see it, sorry. The price of the bed is $12. Complete the numerical expression to find the total cost. We know that there are 10 dogs in one building and 14 dogs in the other building. So that's how we would put that. And then, well, all the dogs get a $12 bed. So it's like that. Okay. How many terms are inside these parentheses? 2, you're right. So what would the first step be? The first step would be parentheses, always, yeah. So that would be 24. And then we would multiply it by 12. And what do you get? $288 on dog beds. All right, that's awesome. You did a great job working through it. Remember to always use order of operations. If I were in front of you and you were working problems out, I would tell you to every single time write that on your paper. You can write it vertically like I had it before or across just to help you remember, oh yeah, I got to do this first. All right, so now is time to do check your understanding on the HMH, or you can log in and do it. Just to check your understanding for right now. I miss you guys. I hope to see you soon online. All right, know that we're thinking about you. Talk to you later.